welcome. Happy Cyber Monday, everybody. Before we get into the lesson, massive discounts at brettpapa.com. Down below is the link to brettpapa.com. Check it out if you are interested in the kind of stuff I'm going to show you today. That may very well be your ticket on how to learn how to do it. And if it's not Cyber Monday when you're seeing this, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to show you some tips. Anyways, okay, so check this out. Yellow Lead Better. I did that lesson. I'll post a link to it at the end of the video. Really cool song. Obviously heavily, influenced by Hendrix. Frusciante of the Chili Peppers, same thing. All these guys, super Hendrix nuts. Mayer, all of these guys. But they all have one thing in common. They do really melodic, heartfelt, like blues rock melodic soloing. Now, how do you do that, right? What's the secret to sounding like these guys when they solo? So let's take Yellow Lead Better for an example, because it's a great, simple progression, slow solo. Just about anybody could do it, right? You got to add the feel and the vibrato and all that stuff to make it really, caught the feel of the solo, right? Not easy to play and come up with and record, but, technically, it's a good place to start. So, E chord, then it goes to a B chord, A chord, and then back to E. Right? And the rhythm of the song is a great place to learn that Hendrix thing too, because there's nothing too tricky, super cool. And this will apply the same way. So the lead technique will apply the same for the rhythm. So what you want to start to do is you need to know what key you're in. In this case, we're in E major, pentatonic. And the whole solo, for the most part, is just position 1 and 2 of E major pentatonic. It drops down. That part of the solo, that's in position 5 of E major pentatonic. But most of the solo happens in 1 and 2. Okay, so the first little lick is over the E chord. Now the trick is you got to pay attention to this part of your E chord, and this is going to get into a system called the cage system, right? Super valuable to know. I highly recommend it. But you need to know where all these chords, the E, B, and A, are all over the neck, and the cage system really will help you hammer that home, all right? How to find your chords all over the neck. So in this particular one, when it starts out, the reason you go to those 2 notes or those 3 notes right off the bat is because you're hitting tones right from this E chord, okay? You're hitting the 5th of the chord and the root of the chord, okay? Now when we go to the B, if we're going to stick in position 1, right, you can hit some notes of that chord, right? Be legit, but we're looking for more of that higher, lead sound. We're here, and we want, like, why does that work? Okay, well, if you think about your B chord, if you knew that there's also another version of this chord, this is an E shape. Think of an E major chord, right? This makes it a B chord because of the root, right? These notes all spell a B chord, but the shape looks like an E major chord, right? So that's the E shape of our B chord. Now think of a D chord, right? It looks like this. Now, where can we get these 3 notes to spell a B chord? Well, you got to look for the root on this finger is the simplest way to do it. And if I scoot that up to here, the B note, now I've got a B chord right inside this position 1 scale. Right? This note isn't in the pentatonic scale, but it doesn't matter. It's all right. It's part of the major scale, right? So when you go over the B chord, that's going to sound great because you're hitting the notes from the B chord, right? Think of our shape. There's 1. And then you come down to right there. So you've hit the 5th in the root of the B chord. Now, the next chord is A. So I'm going to take that exact same idea, right? Here's the E shape, but I had a D shape of my B chord right here. So if I go down a whole step, right, there's an A chord. Also right in position 1. Okay, so there's the 5th of my A chord. Gonna sound great, right? So we went over the B chord. Right, there's my chord. Now we gotta go back to E. Right, and I just played all the notes of my E chord. Right, thinking about this chord, right, I got those notes. I could have gone up there. Because we're playing off of the shapes of the chords, right? You're using the scale as a guide, but you're really using the scale to find the chord tones of the chords in the progression. That's the key, right? So check this out. That's position 1, right? I could bend up there to get my E. Because, think of this, got an E chord right there. So in position 2, there's my E chord, right? I got a note from my B chord right here, right? There's my B chord, right? I could go to there for my A, right? Because it's right here. Right, so we could go. Right, and I bend up into my 3rd of my E chord right there. Right, so over the E chord. I'll go into position 2. And then I got my B chord coming up, right? So and then we got the A. Right, so we got the notes there. And then got my 5th, right? So all of those guys, they're really good at knowing how to create a melody, right? It's not all easy just creating the melodies, right? This is the technique so you know how to resolve to the chord you're playing over. The notes you put around it, all the feel, the bends, all that stuff, that adds into the actual, you know, the big picture of what the solo is, right? It's that the combination of all those things that make an amazing sounding solo. But the critical part, the confidence, the ability to do it over any chord progression comes from seeing those chord shapes. And that's what I go over in all my soloing products. Again, there's a link down below to brettpapa.com. But if you want to learn that, you know, the courses are hours and hours long in major and minor pentatonic, and it will help you crystallize that approach. And then how to add feel. There's tons of licks, all that kind of stuff. So by the time you're done, right, you'll really have a handle on how to use the pentatonic scale melodically, right? There's classic rocks. I'm a huge Hendrix nut, you know, Clapton, Stevie Ray, all that stuff. But I also love the classic rock guys. So it's all stuff that's that classic rock kind of soloing, right? The stuff that I grew up on that I still love to this day, right? It's once you figure out that it's not that hard to get on the path to being able to do that, you'll be shocked how quickly you will progress in your playing. All right, so thank you so much for watching and checking out. There's a subscribe button over here. Check that out. Click the bell if you subscribe. If you like what you saw, by all means, share the videos far and wide. That would be amazing. Also, check out brettpapa.com. Support the cause. You make the free videos possible. Over here, I'll put the yellow Ledbetter link over here. And then there's also some other tutorials to help you in your lead playing, song requests, all that stuff. all happens over in this area. All the songs I've done from your requests out there. Thank you so much for watching and your continued support. I'll catch you next time.